Hey everybody, this is Dana, founder and CEO of Ana Ono, and I'm really excited to introduce you to Chelsey from New Jersey. We met a while ago at the Breasties, but Chelsey has a really incredible story to share with all of you about her process through her breast cancer treatment and her delayed reconstruction. And we're excited to bring her story to share with others that are encountering any delays in their surgery decisions or reconstruction. So Chelsey, thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to see your beautiful face on this gorgeous Monday. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me. I'm just so excited to be here and talk to you and, help out anyone else who's going through it.
I am too. So let's start from the basics. Tell me about that awful moment that you found out you had breast cancer.
Totally. So I found out that I had breast cancer on October 1st, 2018. I was 30 years old and it was a Sunday morning and I was at a photo shoot with my, at the time, 2 and 3-year-old. And a week prior, I had gotten an ultrasound and a biopsy, and I was scared and I knew something was up. So I was I was waiting for that call. I have a family history of breast cancer. My grandma died of breast cancer, and my aunt had a preventative mastectomy. So I knew that based on my family history and the lump that I found, that it was most likely going to lead somewhere, whether that was a lumpectomy or whatever. I just knew that something was going to come out of that ultrasound and biopsy. And when I got the phone call, my world just shattered. Very quickly, it snowballed into, how can we take care of this? What do we need to do? So I was diagnosed with stage 2B, HER2 positive breast cancer. I had 20 rounds of ACT chemo, followed by a bilateral mastectomy, then with tissue expanders. Then I had a summer of radiation in 2019, and after radiation, I was able to have clear margins and was told that, the cancer was no longer in my body, and it was an amazing moment. That year, it was so fight or flight that I felt like I was in fog as I was just trudging through the days and counting down until I got that moment for me, which was on July 2nd, 2019. And I guess as it goes with my journey, just because I got that moment where they said I was cancer free, my life didn't really change. I thought it was going to be this aha, freeing portion of my life, but I still very much felt the same. It still is taking me a really long time to recover, mentally, physically, spiritually, in many different ways. I decided, because I am BRCA2, I decided to have my ovaries and tubes removed this past fall. And I was planning on having my reconstruction with a DIEP flap on April 20th, but because of the COVID, we had to delay it, and we delayed it until hopefully August 4th, 2020. So yeah, it's been a really long journey since October 2018, and I really want to have it over with when it comes to surgeries and things like that. But if I've learned anything in this time, it's that it's really just one day at a time. And, we have no guarantees for anything. And I'm really lucky that I'm in the position right now where I can choose my reconstruction date by choice and not by, a medically necessary bilateral, that, feeling of just wanting it out. So I'm just trying to stay hopeful in taking it like a day at a time.
I think that's such an important thing to say. And I was diagnosed 10 years ago. And I know what it feels like to be in this muck right now, where you're just like, when's it going to be over? When's it going to be over? And it's so important to just hear that again, that take it one day at a time. Because when we look too far forward, it's overwhelming. And it's such a, I still take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
I know this is probably not what you want to hear at 10 years.
No, I think my life is one day, sometimes 1 minute at a time.
You never know. Like, really, you never know. And I think that's just so important. But so let's talk a little bit, because I think you're in a very, you know, this is what we're talking about, right? Like, you got this call from your surgeon, you had a path, you had a schedule. I know what it felt like for me. I had a wedding that I postponed. I planned it for the next year. And when I couldn't get a surgery or I couldn't get a treatment, it was devastating to me. I was like, I'm on a path. I have a time frame. I need to stick to the schedule. That is completely flipped upside down in this world right now. So you had your bilateral mastectomy, and are you still in tissue expanders?
I am, yes. Okay. So I'm actually almost a full year in tissue expanders. April, actually, maybe today or tomorrow will be my 1 year since. And what day is today? 5th? 4th? Yesterday.
Ooh, Monday.
It was crazy. It will be 1 year that I've had the tissue expanders in May, which is such a weird feeling, because I remember when I got my mastectomy, they were like 6 months. In 6 months, you can get it done. And like, that was like the number that I was encouraged with. And then radiation really messed me up. I mean, my skin was black and raw and so sensitive that while I could have probably had it at 6 months, I really wanted to let my skin heal. I'm really happy with my plastic surgeon that he was so honest with me about what I wanted as my results, but also allowing my body and my time to heal. And I'm really grateful that I didn't do it at that 6 month mark, because I'm really happy with how healthy my skin is now. And I hope that it'll lead to a better recovery.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's a really good point, especially for those that are undergoing radiation, right? I think it gives not even just your skin, but your body time to heal. And that is so important. So important.
Yeah, it is. And I was uncomfortable with my tissue expanders in the beginning and the whole filling process. But then I got used to them. You know, it was like they were told, like, you have to sleep on your back after your mastectomy. You can't do this, you can't do that. And you're so uncomfortable just trying to sleep even. And then radiation, threw it all over again. And then I started to feel better. And now, like, I don't have any pain or discomfort. And I really allowed me that time that now I don't even think about them sometimes, that they're expanders.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So you got expanded, and then did they have to deflate the side that got radiated during radiation?
So they did not. I am a very petite person. I am 5 feet tall, and I had super petite, and I had really large breasts prior to. So I said that ideally I would like to be a little smaller. Okay. So they didn't have to overfill and then do it. I kind of like capped it at a little bit smaller than what I think most people would do.
So what did it feel like to you when you got that call that said, we're not going to be able to do your flap surgery, we're going to have to wait?
So it was challenging, but I felt like I was watching the news consistently for 2 weeks, and I was in a state of anxiety and fear for the general world. And I tried to, even though I was fearful, I tried to shift my perspective. And that really helps me a lot in my day-to-day life, to remember that, like, I am grateful, I am healthy, I am happy, I have a wonderful community and life around me. People are dying, and, you know, it's a really hard time out there right now. You know, In New Jersey, the hospital where I had my mastectomy, the morgues are so full that they have refrigerated trucks out back. Like, it's really serious. And I am just so grateful that I am cancer-free and alive today to build memories that it's okay. It's okay. If I have to wait, if I have to be patient, I never want to put myself in danger, in harm's way. And if that meant waiting a little while to get what I want, then it's okay. Like I said, like, it's one day at a time. And I try to just remember all the other people who are suffering and come from a state of gratitude and acceptance. You know, something I've come to realize through my entire cancer journey and things is that I really have no control over the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, there's as much as I can do, like, I am completely powerless over certain things. And COVID is one of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can try my best and stay safe and stay home and wash my hands, but it's out of my control. And in a lot of ways, I just have to stay in that state of mind to just keep on with the days and not get in a state of fear.
So that's perfect time to ask, what advice would you give to somebody else in your shoes right now that either A, has just gotten the phone call or is bound to get the phone call in the next 1 to 2 months?
Ooh, hang in there. Hang in there. There's a line that someone told me when I first had my first child, and it's like, the days are long and the years are short. And it's so true when it came to my diagnosis and my treatment and my waiting and stuff like that. The days are so long, and it feels like I'm never sometimes gonna get out of it. And then before I know it, it's over. And I'm in the next stage. I'm in the next stage of growing. So I say, just hang in there, grasp into your community, accept that help. That was so hard. Everyone told me, let them help you. They want to, they love you, let them help you. And it was so hard. But I'm so grateful that I listened and that I rallied.
What beautiful advice. I love that. Like, sometimes simple is best. Just hang in there.
Yeah.
Such a great piece of advice. So we're going to wrap this up by a question I love to ask. What does never alone mean to you?
So never alone, I've been thinking about it a lot. Never alone has a couple of different meanings for me, but when I think about it the most, I think about, I actually think about my higher power, and I think about spirituality a little bit. And I think about how I am taken care of. I am protected, and I have support, whether that is from a God or my family or a community or my spouse. I'm protected. Never alone means that I'm protected and that I'm cared for. And that when I find myself in a state of doubt, fear, anxiety, I close my eyes and remember that I am not alone.
That's amazing and beautiful, Chelsey. And I can't thank you enough for opening up and revisiting some of what I know to be painful memories and sharing that with this community here, to know that they aren't alone. And we're all facing very similar challenges right now, especially those that are newly diagnosed. And I can't thank you enough for being brave and sharing this with others to inspire each other and support each other during this time of crisis. And you know, I got you, girl. So the second you're ready for that flap surgery, you know who to talk to. But we love you so much, and thank you, Chelsey, for sharing. It's really special what you said today.
Thanks, Dana.
And we love you, and please be safe, be kind in New Jersey, and keep you and your family protected during these crazy times.
Thanks so much, Dana. I appreciate it.
Bye.